Today I'm talking about a program designed for a rugby athlete. This is, his name is John, and he wants to try out for an elite team. He's a police officer and he is an experienced rugby player. The model of periodization that I've chosen is a classic one. I like this model because it alternates volume and intensity throughout the mesocycle and throughout the microcycle. And this is exactly what I do with all my clients, whether they're athletes or not. And so I believe that this avoids overtraining, this classic model, and overuse injuries. The backward training format that I'm going to be using is good for John because he is a conditioned athlete and we don't have a whole lot of time, 4 months. And this backward training format starts kind of with the goal in mind, so that's why it works well for people who are conditioned. The game of rugby is a contact sport. It's like football, and football was actually derived from rugby. The dimensions, the playing field area is 100 feet long by 70 feet wide. The playing time is 80 minutes. So of steady time. Football, there's stopping and starting. This is steady play. There is halftime breaks in between, 5 or 10 minutes. There are 22 people that, 22 team members, 15 of which play the game, and 7 substitutes who are only come in, excuse me, if the player is injured or fatigued. And the purpose of the game is to score goals by kicking the ball over the goalpost or by carrying the ball over the goal line. The halfback is the position that he plays, also known as inside half or sometimes scrum half. The skills that a halfback requires are sprinting. He sprints more than any other player on the team. His frame size is typically smaller. He does minimal tackling, although he does do some tackling. His passing skills need to be superior. He needs to have really good agility skills, as he's the one that's in there. He's trying to retrieve the ball. He's working in small spaces, so he needs to learn how to be agile in the small spaces. And he needs speed, multi-directional speed. His limb speed, both upper and lower limb speed, needs to be quick. Linear speed as well. Like I say, he sprints more than any other player. He needs to be quick and responsive and reactive. He's the one that makes most of the decisions in the team. So once he makes the decision, he needs to be able to respond quickly and reactively. He's the one that handles the ball more than any other player, so he has lots of duties in a game of rugby. The tests that we'll be doing are the initial, the heart rate, blood pressure, and skin fold measures. The overhead squat are going to be, it's an postural test, and this is going to be assessing any imbalances, which he will definitely have as a police officer and as a rugby player. Trunk rotation will test flexibility at the trunk. Because the ball is thrown backwards, we need to be able to have him flexible to be able to rotate, sometimes pivoting, and sometimes his feet won't be moving as he rotates. Vertical jump and the medicine ball pass are both power tests, and they test upper and lower body, and he needs to be strong in those areas. The Edgren test, this is a multi-directional test, and it takes the athlete into 180 degrees, and so that's why I chose the Edgren test. The 300-yard shuffle, the 40-yard dash, and the 1.5-mile run is a cardiovascular assessment, tests cardiovascular system, both anaerobic and aerobic, which is definitely played in the game of rugby.